Hey, Stronghold listeners. If you are watching this, then you can see behind me is that Christmas tree. And you know what that means. Right behind that is New Year's coming up. So I'm really excited to kind of roll out a program free of charge that's worked for me for both the last 2 years, 2023 and 2024. It's going to be a way that you can actually win 29% of 2025 right out of the gate. The first 106 days feel really achieved and build some momentum to carry you throughout the rest of the year. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be running the DEF reset. So the discipline equals freedom reset. It's something rolled out by Jocko Willink. Did I create it? Certainly not. Is it effective? Is it impactful? Does it create momentum for the rest of your year? It certainly does. So I'm really excited to kind of help guide Stronghold listeners through that. What I'll be doing is I'll have two tiers. First of all, the first tier is about 5 to 10 guys that I'm going to be reaching out individually and inviting to participate in this program to start the first 106 days of 2025, the first 29% of 2025 on a winning note together. We're going to have accountability, community, and we're just going to keep each other charged up to start the year right. You might say, well, I want to be one of those 5 to 10 guys. Well, the good news is tier two is going to be all Stronghold listeners or anyone that tunes into my podcast, my Instagram, my YouTube channel. You're going to get access to guidance, community, questions answered, things like that about what is discipline equals freedom, what is the reset, what are the steps, and I'm going to help guide you through that. And we're going to have fun doing it. That's going to occur between January 1st and January 31st. At the end of January, we're going to jump right into 75 Hard. And 75 Hard is its own entity. I would say if you compare 75 Hard to discipline equals freedom, there's a lot of carryover, a lot of similarities. So we're going to worry about 75 Hard a little farther down the road. Why? If you're listening to this, why would you act on this challenge, this program, this opportunity? Well, I think that we know we own how we show up in life. What that means to me individually is how I show up for my loved ones, for my wife, for my children, for my friends, for my family, for my community. I own that. I also appreciate that how I show up makes a difference. We might not always see it, but when we're seeking the best versions of ourselves, other people pick up on that and other people mimic that behavior. And that can improve and change people's lives. And I would say once you understand that you're doing that, once you see that, once you hear that back from your friends, family, loved ones, or community, it's really addicting. And it really makes a difference in your own life and helps improve you as an individual as well. The other part of that is I would ask this question. What is a good enough excuse for you not to reach your full potential in life? And I'll wait. If you want to put your response to the excuse that's good enough to have you not reach your full potential in life down below in the comments, and it's a good one, then we'll come up with some type of prize for you. But I would encourage you that when you reach your full potential, you help the ones that you love reach their full potential. You can be a good influence, a good friend, a good loved one, and just be there for them when they need it easier if you're the best version of yourself. So if you're still listening, you're probably saying, yeah, I might be in, Dave. So what does execution look like here? Well, I have a plan for now until January 1st. And that plan is move your ass. As my new buddy Josh would say, move your ass. You know when you're being sedentary. You know when you're being lazy. You can feel when you're holding down the couch. So between now and January 1st, when we start the DEF reset, just get moving. That might be a walk. That might be going to the gym that you pay for a membership, but you never utilize. It might just be lifting weights. It might be just getting active and going for a little bit of a run. Whatever that looks like for you, just get in the habit of being active now. And then when we start the DEF reset, you'll already be off on a good foot. So you might say, I need a resource for that. Well, I'm doing something awesome right now that I'm going to have a link for in my Instagram bio. And I'll also try to put it in any YouTube videos as well. But it's called 30 for Kids. And 30 for Kids is run by Sal at First Form. And what it really is just kind of combining two great things: physical fitness and helping children. There's children locally who will receive money through the charities that the 34 Kids helps, and internationally, and in Haiti and other places. And these are kids that don't have the basics that we take for granted every day. So in combination with that, when you check out the link, you also see that there's a physical challenge, and there's 5 workouts that you can do every day. They're each 30 minutes. I'm not going to run through each of them, but one of them is as easy as 30 minutes walking on a stair mill, or run 3 miles, or walk 45 minutes. You kind of have some choices that make them very accessible. And then there's some accountability if you don't achieve them as well. So that's leading up to January 1st. But what about when January 1st starts? Well, just the discipline equals freedom reset, and I'm going to go into that separately in another video, explaining that really allows for you to tailor it to be successful. That's one thing in this entire process. If you take this on, if you join me in this process to start 2025, that I really want you to think about, this will be a process. So the Def Reset and 75 Hard will create steps for you to improve your mental discipline, to create good habits, to change old habits, but it's going to be what you make it. And what I'd encourage you to do and to think about as you're looking through these steps and kind of deciding your goals is think about who you are as an individual right now, not who you want to be ideally or who you think you need to because this is quote unquote a challenge, but who you are. And if that's someone who often gets really excited about something, has a good first 2 days or 2 weeks or 2 months, and then kind of falls back into old habits, I would caution you to make the steps and what you want to take on through this process achievable. What that's going to allow you to do is build confidence. It's also going to get you to able to identify a process to achieve success. You can then take that process, whether it be in this program next year during the course of the year, if you want to re-implement either of these, and it allows you to kind of build on those. But it provides those materials to understand a process, follow through, and achieve. It's not the goal of completion, because with physical fitness, mindset, spiritual, there is no goal. There is only a process, a path, you might hear some say, that you stay on and you keep moving forward. So if you're still with me, one way we're going to tackle this, embed it within both the Def Reset and 75 Hard, is the core 4 principles. And the core 4 principles start off with how much protein you consume. So why does that matter? Well, if you're getting more active, your body's going to require more protein to fuel, to repair itself, and just generally help you feel good along the way. A lot of people are under consuming protein. So as you do this, one way to maintain ideal body weight is to consume enough protein. It makes you feel full. Your body's using it to fuel. It's building muscle, repairing muscle. And the way I'm going to implement this is the first of the core 4. And the first of the core 4 for me is that I try to consume 1 gram protein for every ideal pound of body weight. So what does ideal pound of body weight mean? It means that I want to be 195, because for me, that's how I feel good. If I've rolled jujitsu in competition, that's the weight that I'm going to be shooting for. And right now I'm 205. So instead of 205 grams of protein, I'm going to be going for 195 grams of protein each day. And the way we're going to achieve that is first, as always, with any supplementation, is whole food sources. So steak, salmon, chicken, eggs are going to be my primary source of protein. That's going to be the majority of those grams each day. And then I'll supplement from there, and I'll provide resources on how we supplement and get to that protein number of grams per day. The second after that is tracking macros, because if you want to get to a body weight, if you just want to understand how you function, what you function well on, what you feel good with, you have to understand what you're intaking in the first place. So when I say tracking macros, that's tracking macronutrients. Those are protein, fat, carbohydrates, and you'll also be able to track your calories. So you can kind of see, are you under consuming food? Are you over consuming something? And what it helps you do is really get control of your physical health. So that's step 2 of the core 4. The third is 100 ounces of water per day. And I don't know if that shocks you. Some would say, that's a lot of water, Dave. Well, it's not. And the way you tackle that is first thing in the morning, chug some water, get going. It helps you feel better. It helps you kind of get into your day. And then throughout the day, it helps in a couple of ways. One, it makes you feel more satiated. So when you think you're hungry, if you're drinking water, that kind of helps replace that feeling. You're hydrated. You help your cellular health. There's a lot of great benefits to staying hydrated. Plus, you're staying satiated. Another thing that it helps with really is boredom. A lot of times when we're grabbing for something or going to the pantry, it's because we're bored. But you see me, if you see me anywhere, typically I have a water bottle with me. I'm just consuming water as the day goes. So 100 ounces is very achievable. The final of the core four, and I'm going to borrow I have to give credit to Josh, who kind of introduced me to the core four. And it was something I had implemented portions of anyway. But the fourth of the core four is move your ass. Again, get going, get active. And what is great about the DEF reset and 75 hard is it creates accountability to do just that. Because getting going after you haven't for a while, or finding different ways to be active, especially I'm here in Minnesota, we have about 6 inches of snow. It gets sub-zero during the time that we'll be doing this program. And I have to get creative to get active. And sometimes that means I go outside when it's really cold. Guess what? They've created clothes you can bundle up. So that's the core four. It's getting into ways that we're going to find success through this, and also ways that we can implement new systems and processes to be successful throughout 2025. Again, we're going to win the first 106 days of 2025, 29% of your year. If you just follow along with me, I will guide you through the process. I'll try to answer questions when I can. Other people in the community will do that as well. We're going to win together. We're going to share wins. It's not going to probably be all an upward trajectory, and that's okay. But how many of the most recent years, let's take the last decade, have you started with 29% of your year starting off winning? Well, that's what we can do together. So I hope you join me. I hope you kind of like the rundown so far. More information will come out. We'll talk about this throughout podcasts. I'll put on some Instagram and YouTube short content to help guide you through this process. And we'll have the resources collectively to be successful. So until then, move your ass, have a very Merry Christmas, and love you all.